Welcome back to the Dex and Randi Show, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. You're coming up next. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Dex and Randi Show. I'm excited to have you out here with us, as always, for another episode of our podcast. I know this is episode 60-something. I'm
62.
not sure. 62. Thank you, babe.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. That's my beautiful, gorgeous, amazing life partner, friend. You know what I mean? She helps me get through the ups and downs of life. That I need her for everything. My co-host. What's up, babe?
Hi, everyone. My name is Randi, the co-host of the Dex and Randi Show, and I'm your wife.
I did say wife.
You didn't say wife.
I did say wife.
That holds the most weight.
All right.
Life partner, people might get it twisted.
Well, I tell you, I need you to get through life. You know what I'm saying? You be helping me with that. But anybody who's listening to this for the first time, as always, we got to let y'all know this is the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life, the good and the bad. We talk about so many real things on her, like money management and dealing with relationships, wives, you know what I mean? Our friends, you know what I mean? Just so many things. And we just touch on it in a real way. So if you haven't heard us before today, make sure that you follow us because we know you're going to enjoy this episode. But jumping right into, we have to thank our sponsors who really make it happen for us to have the Dex and Randi podcast for 63 episodes, 62 episodes. All right. Basden Accounting LLC. You can hit them up on www.basdenaccounting.com. They are the accountants, financial advisors that's going to take your business to the next level. So if you have a business, small business, medium-sized business, large business, you need strong, certified accountants and tax professionals. And that's what you get with Basden Accounting LLC. Make sure you hit them up today, man. You want to make sure that the numbers are right. Make sure everything is complete, accurate, reconciled, financial statements, everything you need to know. Are you really making money in your business or not? Are you ready for audits? Are you ready to take things to a level that you've never been able to do on your own by yourself? You need a strong accountant. You need a strong tax accountant, and you need a financial advisor. But you get all three with Basden Accounting LLC. Make sure you hit them up today. All right. Sponsors of the Dex and Randi Show. Now, we jumping right into it. So many things has been going on this week. So many things been going on this year, yo. If you know, life will just take you left, right, up, down, surprises, things that you didn't expect. And we need community to get through these things. And I'm lucky because I got my wife, my beautiful life partner, to keep me grounded. You know what I'm saying? And y'all fellas out there, if you got one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But babe, I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking me to church this morning, 8:00 service. We need to tap into that higher power that really controls everything that's happening on this earth. Even though sometimes we think we do it on our own. We don't know nothing. We don't do nothing. So I appreciate you taking me to church this morning. You know what I mean? The message was strong. It was some things in there that I needed, so I appreciate that. But what made you get us to church? And tell us a little bit about the service today, what you got out of it. You know what I mean? Because I heard you in there. You was a lot of amens, a lot of head nodding. You know what I mean? A lot of, I heard you. I felt you on the right side of me. So what was the service about today? I share with everybody. You know what I mean? Church goers, non-church goers.
Yeah.
It was a simple, real message for everybody. So what we was talking about.
Well, I took one thing away from service.
Okay, what's that?
Which was I need to focus on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say what was the service about, that hit so hard for me. I couldn't even tell you what the rest of the service was about. That's what it was like.
Oh, no.
But that spoke to my soul.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I am the queen of multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a problem, I was going to say in the past, but one of my problems or issues is that I take on too much.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm getting better at that, but it's hard for me to complete projects because I have so much going on.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they was talking about with the multitasking, it's like multitasking ain't a bad thing, but when you got so many things going on, you can never take one thing to that in-depth level that it needs to take to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's actually, which I didn't know, there's like biblical documentation around focusing on one thing, which I didn't know. That's actually like a message from God. We need to be focusing on one thing and being great at one thing. And a lot of times multitasking is good, but it keeps you distracted from that one thing you really should be focused on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And he was talking about, it's like, you know, that person that's always just got a whole lot of stuff going on. They got this going on, they got that going on. But are they really focusing on the one thing that they're supposed to be focusing on?
Exactly. It made me think about just how I work. And you go to my computer, I got 50 million tabs open.
Yeah.
And that just spoke to me so much.
Yeah.
So that's what I got from that. And I wanted to take y'all this morning because it's been a while. Like, we've been watching online, but it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same.
You don't feel it the same online,
No.
even if it speaks to you, you know?
Yeah. But I'm thinking,
no, you go, babe.
I'm thinking generationally too. Like, you grew up going to church. I grew up going to church. Our kids go to Christian schools, but we haven't been consistent lately with going to church every Sunday and getting involved in a church. And I really want to do that.
Yeah, but you know, part of that, what contributes to that is we be having so much going on during the week. We don't have that much time for ourselves to just relax or, like, you know what I mean? Or even sometimes on the weekend, we got things that we need to do that we didn't do during the week, whether that's cleaning up the house, whether that's getting ready for the next week, whether that's coaching, whether that's you working on your book, all of these things. So the weekend is not even really a period of rest. It's like another period of work. It's just a different type of work.
Right.
So when do we get to rest? You know what I'm saying? When do we get to reset and just refocus? So church was good today. Yeah, it was early, but it was a lot of people there. It was a lot of people at this 8 o'clock service. Yes, we went to the 8 o'clock service. 8 o'clock in the morning, we got there. And I'm thinking, because it's the 8 o'clock service, it's not going to be so many people, you know what I mean?
It used to be like that, though.
But nah,
the church is grown.
Jam-packed. And jam-packed with people that were, like, energetic and into it and responding. And that was a really good message, you know? Now, the other thing when it comes to going to church or getting the message from the Lord is, like, sometimes he could be told, like you said, you only remember one thing. What I remember from the service was different. That's not the main thing that spoke to me. The main thing that spoke to me was kind of remembering that I'm not in control of everything and that I need to be trusting in God to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? I need to trust in him. I've been stressing about some things at work, stuff that I feel like I didn't maybe do the best job at, and wondering, you know, what could happen. You know what I mean? Think about our podcast, think about things I'm doing at work too. Like, can I make it better? And then I'm sitting there, like, you know, in church, I'm sitting there thinking, like, God's brought me through so many things in my life. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time I didn't even have a job. It was a time that I didn't even have you. I was struggling. I didn't even have money. So to sit here and be thinking about better ways to do my podcast or grow it or use my money or be better at work is like, I'm already in my blessing, but I'm stressed and I'm trying to control it and I don't have no control over it. So, like, sometimes we're trying to control the situation and we can't get it right, but that's because we ain't supposed to be trying to control it, you know? So that's what I was thinking about as he was talking today. And just kind of saying, you know what, I need to offload a little bit from me and just put it in God's hand, pray about it. I actually prayed in church to myself. I was like, you know, let me just help this situation at work works itself out the best way and know that I did what I could do. So I prayed that and I felt a little lighter on my feet. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. And it was just nice to go and, you know, be in that energy of people that love the Lord and are there for other reasons than themselves. You know, so thank you for taking me to church.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it more.
We should.
I really do, though. I really want to get involved, too. I really do.
We should. Anyway, ups and downs of life, y'all. We guys, last time we was on this podcast, I want to pivot real quick. We were talking about going through a tough month for January and coming out the other side. Now it's come out of January. Now we're in another month. You know what I mean? We've gotten through that tough time and things start to pick up. So in January, if you guys have listened to a couple episodes earlier, like certain clients had some financial difficulties, and obviously as financial advisors, that impacts us. And now we're going through a period of like people paying, people staying, not staying. A whole lot was going on. And then the dust settled a little bit. You know what I mean? We signed a new contract and stuff was feeling good. It's like, yeah, I've been through that tough time.
Yes, up from here.
It's only going to go up from here. Like, that's what people be telling you. They'd be like, well, if you go down, if you said the same thing, like you go down, you can't go down no further. It's going to turn up. But what happens, sometimes it turns up, but it doesn't mean it's going to go straight up. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean it's just going to be up, up, up because it was down, down, down. It might go up a little bit and go down again.
Yeah.
You know? So unfortunately, we sat here and we got a communication that we didn't expect this week from, you know, a client basically saying, hey, we need to pause work because of financial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a situation we were ready for at all. And we actually felt good because this is one of the clients that was still with us. You know what I'm saying? And out of nowhere, you know, we got this email, you know, emergency email, urgent email tag. And this was early in the morning too. And I just opened it up and read it. And Randy was in she was in the kitchen getting stuff ready. And I opened the email up and I started reading it. I hadn't even gotten like 3 sentences in. And I was like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know if you remember, but I put it up and I was like, come read this.
Like, what is it?
You're like, what is it? And I'm like, come read it. You're like, read it to me anyway. So you checked it out and it was just like, I mean, it's nothing you could do because it's part of providing services, but it was like, come on. We was just getting a break.
But I had concerns about the client too because I could see the cash flow.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's drying up. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So,
so that was tough. But we want to encourage y'all that, you know, keeping it real, that when you have tough times and you're at a low and it starts to turn around, it doesn't just mean that it's over. Life is ups and downs, and sometimes there's not a long up period and a long down period. It could be day to day, good one day, not good the next day. And you just got to be very perseverant through that. You got to persevere through that. You got to be ready for the unexpected. I know we wasn't ready, but I do think we handled it pretty well.
Yeah.
Out of the situation. But it was just a quick reminder, like, okay.
Yeah, we got to get out here and we got to get business. Yeah, we got to get
business. And when we were sitting there so much for the month of January being tough, in that moment, we were kind of, I don't know what's the word, but we were really stuck in it. Like, this has been a really, really tough month. But that could happen. You know what I mean? That could happen all the time. So we're not going to have the same clients forever. You know, we don't know what God is always working out for us and our business and other people also, but we got to know that it could just change at any time and we just got to keep doing our thing, you know, and sometimes that will equal winning. Sometimes that will equal losing or learning. I coach soccer. I tell my team all the time, like, you just do your job and you do your job well, but it doesn't mean you're always going to win. You know what I mean? Like, I know that one example I gave him, and I'll give it to y'all, was like Michael Jordan played in the NBA for like 15 years, 15 seasons, either 15 or 16, but I'm pretty sure it's 15 seasons. While most people consider him the greatest basketball player in the world, some people say LeBron, like you can kind of split hairs, Kirby or whatever, but most people, when you think basketball, you think Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He played for 15 years. People think he's the best in the world or the best ever in history. But he only won the championship 6 times. He won 6 for 6, though. You know what I'm saying? He made it to the finals 6 times and won the championship 6 times. But he played for 15 years, but he's still considered the greatest. So there's 9 years that he didn't win the championship.
Right.
9 years that he wasn't the one at the end of the year with the trophy, with the parade, with all of the accolades, but he's still considered the greatest in the world. It's because of the talent, mixed with the work ethic, mixed with the perseverance, mixed with the confidence and determination and all that makes him the greatest. So I'm going to tell y'all that being great don't always mean winning all the time. You know what I mean? Losing could be learning. I tell my players all the time, like, when you lose, you learn. You learn a lot more when you lose. And it makes you even better for the future. You know what I mean? So just think about that in your life when you're looking around and you feel like you're not winning or somebody else is getting it. At 9 times, Jordan, in his career, somebody else won the championship. But some of those players that won the championship in those years that he didn't win it, people probably don't even remember their name, but they remember Michael Jordan's name. You see what I'm saying? So are people going to remember your name and remember your business because y'all won every year every quarter, every month. No, that's not why they remember you. It's way bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to our business, are people going to remember us as being great accountants and tax experts and great financial advisors because every quarter we made a whole lot of money, or we never lost clients, or we never lost employees, or we never made mistakes? That's not why people's going to remember us as being great. It's other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you think about it, it kind of frees you up mentally, emotionally to have mistakes, to not win all the time, you know, because it's going to make us better by losing sometimes. I know that this situation, the start of this year, has got my mind thinking different about business because I know how finite it is. If you think it's always going to be what you got, that could change in a second. So I need to be doing my best to bring new clients in, bring the right kind of client in, be ready for situations. Like I'm going to learn from it, you know? So it's been interesting, but I don't know. What about you? Like I know it's been, how you feel about it?
Well, I kind of saw it coming because like I said, I could see the accounts, but I was also thinking this actually is not so bad because it's tax season.
Right.
So financially, it's not a hit just because of the timing of everything. And then the other thing is that this client involved the most work because we have accrual and cash accounting.
Yeah.
I was kind of irritated though because I did spend like the last 3 days tying out the budget and just, like
We
focus
finally got
on
it
that.
started.
We finally got it, but I'm kind of thankful for the space that it's going to clear. That it's going to clear up,
Right.
and clear out for me as far as like my workload temporarily, because I can focus on some other things. And I mean, I feel bad for the client because I'm wondering, are they going to make it through this season? I know we are.
Now, check this though. When we started the podcast show, we gave you that information we got from church, which is, and Randy's message that she got was focus on one thing. Who knows if this is just opening time for you to focus on that one thing.
Yeah. Well, I've decided the one thing I'm going to focus on is the book. And this is my 3 weeks is up for the challenge that you gave me.
All right. Give us the update for anybody who ain't been listening. Once again, we're sitting on a gold mine, and it's a gold mine, not just because of money and making money from it, but because of what it means and the impact that we believe and we want it to have. So catch us up. What's your book about? What's coming out? And what are we going to do since you're at this deadline right now?
So the book is a book for young learners. It's the A to Z guide about finances. And when I say A to Z guide, it's examples of financial terms using the alphabet A to Z. So for example, A, I'm breaking down assets, accounts receivable, and accounting. B is like banking. C is cash and credit. D is debt. It's equity, expenses.
We ain't about to give them everything.
No, I'm not going to give you everything, but I just want y'all to see that it's a conversation starter. So it's not like a storybook, but it's a great conversation starter to have. And it's breaking down advanced terms, I would say, to a simplistic level. Just really, really basic. And it's all the terms that I wish I would have had as a young learner. And I'm talking about as young as elementary school, but as old as high school. So I'm probably about 92% complete.
Okay.
I'm putting my heart and soul into this. Our son Caleb helped me last night pick out some images. The book cover is probably 80% there. The last time we talked, it wasn't even there. And I want to, when we finish potting, I'd like to show you where we are with the book cover.
Okay.
And what else?
Well, yeah, you didn't have the book cover last time.
I didn't have the book cover. I'm making progress. Yeah.
The content.
Yeah.
And the book cover, you said, is about 80%.
Yeah.
That's why you need a week extension.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, you about to leave me in the house for the next week. You leaving the country.
Yeah, I am.
So I'm not trying to make excuses, but I do have a lot to do on my own.
So that means when I get back in a week and we pour it, you're basically dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
I got to be at least 96%.
96%.
Yes.
All right.
I always need your final review because this is, even though I'm doing the legwork, this is still us.
Well, we're a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're in the trees and I come in with the forest and vice versa. So I like to look at it independently with fresh eyes.
Yes.
Make sure that what it is going to have the impact that we want it to make. and talked about it before, but money management means everything to you. You want to make sure that kids at a young age and parents are encouraging the kids to start thinking about money and how it's supposed to be used and the impact that it has, because we know money is a necessity in life. We need money to live. Nobody can tell you any different. Everything costs something. But how should you be using your money? How shouldn't you be using your money? What are these terms actually mean that you're going to hear a lot as you get older in your life? You know what I mean? You can start learning these things now. And it might prompt, hopefully, not say hopefully because I know it will, but you put this into people's homes, it's going to open a conversation, not just with them and you as the book writer, but parents. It's changing the way parents could be parenting their kids also, because when you got a book for your child, especially a young child, you should read it with them. You should read it to them. So now that book that's always just about, hey, maybe planes or different interests you have or something that's funny or entertainment, child's books, those are all great things. But now imagine this. I don't know if you thought about this, but imagine there's a husband or wife out there that's sitting down with their 8-year-old one night, reading them your book, and they're going through A to D one night and E to G the next night. Think about it, right? Because your book is giving the information, but you can't give them all the experiences.
Right.
So the book can grow on its own because all of those letters mean something for everybody, but everybody has a different story. So that parent can connect with the kid and be like, assets, cash, this how I use my cash. This how I should have used my cash.
This how I should have done it.
This is right. You see what I'm saying?
Emergency fund.
Right. And it's a big thing. And you know what's funny though? I think it could break so many barriers, and I know it will. We got to get up here because sometimes parents, we're not willing to be transparent too much about our financial decisions. That's like grown folks' business. And the kids just benefit from it. But I think there's a good thing where you can open into some transparency. You got to be careful, you know what I mean? But you can open some transparency, like, look, this is how a book like this could have impacted me learning when I was young, how to think about money. Like, we should start thinking about money and how to treat it before we get it. You know what I mean? A lot of us don't learn how to treat money until after we've been getting it for a while. That's usually how it goes.
That is true.
So I'm excited about your book.
Thank you.
I mean? I'm proud of all the work that you did.
Thank you.
And it's definitely been a journey. And yo, listen, for anybody that's listening, don't think that we just authors over here and we just be cranking books over here. Like, it's not like that. Like, everything we've been doing, I want y'all to believe in yourselves, because everything Randy and I has been doing over the last year or two has been stepping outside the box into these things that scare us and trying to be great because of a calling that we feel that we have. Like, I want y'all to think about that word calling, because a calling comes from God. This podcast that you're hearing right now, this was a calling. This is something that we decided, we're going to literally change our household around to build a podcast to share a message that we had in our hearts that we felt like we was called to do. We were not podcasters. We were not, media trained people or anything like that. But we felt like over and over, like we have a call and we have something to share. And as I always say, Randy was bubbling. I used to speak to Miranda's mama all the time about how she's bubbling and how she has a message. She has so much greatness in her and it needs to get out to people. And now we got a platform to do that.
And I have my first speaking engagement.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
Out. And you know what I was thinking? Like, now I would say with my coaching and branding, my mindset is shifting. Like, I might get nervous when it comes.
Right.
But honestly, I'm thinking, okay, so basically it's a real estate lunch and learn. And I'm just thinking, like, how can I help people? What type of information do they need to know? Yeah. Like, it's completely shifted from, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? What am I going to wear? What am I going to look like? Like, it's completely shifted to, what do these first-time home buyers need to know in regards to, because it's supposed to be about tax topics. But I'm more than a tax topic, because I can, what you need to know about a house, first of all, you're going to need an emergency fund, because when things happen, those repairs are on you and it happens unexpectedly. So I'm thinking about that. And then I'm thinking, oh, what if my book is ready by then?
It should be.
It should be. But I'm just
the copy with you.
Yeah, but that's why that message spoke to me, because these are things that I've been thinking about. But I'm like, let me focus on one thing first before I start thinking about the other stuff. But if I can get that one thing done, then I can worry about the rest of the stuff later.
True.
But yes, I'm excited because the shift, I recognize it, and I hope it stays that way.
It will though.
But I'm excited to help people, but also I can see that the content that I'm putting out there is having impact, because I have been a tax accountant since 2017 and an accountant since 2000 and probably 5.
20 years.
Yeah. Dang.
That's a 20 spike. Hey, I just had to throw that out there because I'm going to get to it, but I had that same reaction about something else, but I'm going to get to that. Continue. I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah. So, but I have never been asked.
Right.
Except for that one time. But nobody has DM'd me and say, are you interested in speaking at this event?
Okay. So how did it feel to get that inquiry?
It was good. Yeah. It was somebody I went to high school with. And I was just happy because I'm like, oh, you see me.
Hey, but
you see me, like, it means a lot that you would even look at me to speak. Like, I'm not going to demean, oh, it's just a little lunch and learn. Or no. Like, you looked at me as an expert in an area, and that's how I want to be looked at. So I'm very appreciative. I'm very thankful. Mariah wants to come. Your mom is coming. And I'm thinking, like, what can I give them? But I want to focus on the book.
Right.
But it would be nice to give them something tangible. But
that would be nice.
Yes.
But I have one request.
Yes.
Because I had to talk about this week too. Make sure you give them you.
Absolutely.
Like, make sure you give them you. Not what you think they want to hear or what you think they want to see, because you are good enough and great enough on your end. So go there.
Give them Randi.
And give them Randi. You know what I'm saying? Give them Randi, because Randi's the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you've been putting out there on your social media. It's not everything kind of is coming together with the way you rebranded your social medias and stuff, and like working with the advisor you're working with. And you've been every day, like I'm used to seeing you on my feed, talking to a client, laughing, giving them advice, and it being something actually tangible that you're doing and teaching somebody. And I'm not only cold, but I know, like, okay, she's advising about this. Like, it's just enough for me to see that you know exactly what you're talking about and people are responding well to. In addition to that, what I loved, I don't know the numbers, but you shared the numbers with me. The likes have been low. When
I post anything related to business,
for whatever reason,
low likes.
But when you looked at the numbers, a lot of people seeing your stuff.
A lot of people, 7,900 within 30 days.
Exactly. So that says a lot, though. If you look at it, you're like, and I'm just throwing a number out there. Across all your business posts, 100 to 200 likes, maybe, like in total, maybe 300. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I know it's probably not 1,000, but you got 7,900 people that's viewed your stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't judge everything off of likes or even how many people watched it. But my point is that for all y'all out there, and you might be looking for that instant gratification, listen to that call and put the hard work in, and people will see you. And all because you're not getting that double tap like and all that, or somebody's not buying right away, people see you. And that's the important thing. Like, people see you. And then when you see something over and over, it becomes real to you. It becomes tangible, and it becomes something that you look at more in a factual way than a feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I love that for you. We can look at, this is how many people and this is your reach.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't even look at the numbers. Like, every time I post, I think about, I'm planting a seed. I'm planting a seed. I'm planting a seed. Because that takes the pressure off of, I'm trying to get clients. I hope somebody buys my book. No, I'm planting a seed. I'm planting a seed. And I really do want people to be educated about tax, educated about finance, because I find out when speaking with people, the tax advice is just terrible. Like, people really don't be knowing what they talking about. And I don't mean that in like a demeaning way or anything like that, but, I heard this. My cousin did this. My sister did this. I don't know. I can't. It bothers me.
Well, you know what happens to seeds, though? Seeds grow.
Yeah.
But a seed doesn't grow just by putting it in the dirt and leaving it. You got to put it in the sunshine. You got to put water in it. Like, there's steps after you put the seed there, there's steps for it to grow into something. And that's what you continue to do. You're putting all of these seeds out there, but you're going to conferences, you're getting reviews from your clients, you're getting reviews from the reviews have been coming in crazy, which I'm really proud about that. You're learning continuously. You're going out to speak. That's you watering those seeds that you put out there. You're not just leaving. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't think about it.
You're watering these seeds by being active and doing things after you make a post or after you make that's what you're doing. So that's why I know it's going to work, because you're watering these seeds that you're throwing out there. And that's what we got to do. Now, pivoting real quick. When you talked about the 20 years, all right, let me just talk about something for y'all real quick. All right. Ups and downs of life. Life comes and goes real fast. You'd be surprised, right? And just like Randy's expression right there, when she was asked that question about, how long she's been doing this, and it's 20 years. I got asked the same question earlier last week, actually, because every year at my company, we all get together and we do a lot of planning and stuff for the year. And, since we've been in this COVID environment, just like a lot of y'all, especially if you work in the business environment or anything where you had to go into a building and be around a congregation of people every day, well, that changed for a lot of us in COVID, where we either working from home, working some semi-remote situation, but being in one building with a bunch of people, that changed for a bunch of years, right? But every year, my job, we get together, we do planning and we do socials, and it's a great thing, But anyway, I got the opportunity to be on a panel, to be one of the leaders in my organization. And the whole thing is people's going to come and get to know me and learn about my journey and stuff. So they asked some questions up front, and they asked about what's one of my sayings in life. And they asked about, my experience and how long I've been doing things and, my different steps in my career. And I had to do the same thing. And I wrote it down, and I was I've got 20 years of experience, 20 years. So sometimes, and I say this because sometimes in our minds, we see ourselves as the same person that we always were. But I'm nah, it's a lot of people that's about to be in this room that ain't got 5 years, let alone 20 years. So I belong. We gotta realize sometimes, guys, we belong. We become leaders and we don't even accept it, because we still look at ourselves as the person from way back in the day. But you're not the person that you was way back in the day. You can be that mentally and it will hold you back. But if you realize and accept what's actually happening in your life, I'm 20 years of experience. I've been in all different types of industries. I've had lots of challenges, lots of successes, failures. I've gotten great advice during my career. I've given great advice. I've taken risks. I've did a lot of things that people ain't did. And it took somebody asking me for a couple of bullets to put on a slide for me to really think about it. Whoa, I am a leader in this. I have something to share. And I started seeing the value in myself, whereas when I first got asked, I was worried. I was worried a little bit, maybe I'm not good enough. And maybe other people out there could relate to that. But for some reason, we always think that we're not good enough and somebody else might be better. But that's not true. What's happening sometimes is that your mind hasn't caught up to your experience. Life is continuing to go forward. You're continuing to get better, continue to get more skills and experience. But in your mind, you always dumb yourself down a little bit, because you always remember where you came from. You remember what you used to be. But that's not who you are anymore. So anyway, fast forward, I go to the event. I'm talking about myself, and they asked me about, what's one of my sayings, and I kind of just went right into it. And it was my saying that I usually go by is life is just memories. And I talk about that into how everything that I do, I try to do a little bit extra. I try to do it in a way that's memorable and impactful, because I know that even in that moment, this is what I said. I'm even in this moment, this day is going to be a memory. Everybody in this room one day is going to be a memory one day. So why not do things in a memorable way? Why do the bare minimum? Why not always try to go above and beyond? So every person you work with, every person you have friendships with, every relationship that you've been in, hopefully it's the right person so you don't waste your time, But do it in a way that's memorable. Do something special. Make it unique. Make it creative for you, because that's all that life is for everybody. It's just a whole bunch of memories that you collect over time And some people have a shorter time worth of memories, and some people have a longer time. But that's my little thing. I kind of look to make my life memorable. And I shared that with them. And I told them about my internship at first and how I almost messed that up. You know what I mean? Because I was late for the internship and had to work my butt off after getting a call a year later for another internship. But I was literally 7 minutes late for my first internship. And I pretty much got told that I was wasting people's time. It was a terrible situation. But I luckily got a call a whole year later, randomly, and got another shot at the internship. So I told them about that. And anyway, as I go forward, we had these little breakout sessions. And I'll never forget, man, it was so cool because somebody came up to me and they was like, what makes you be somebody that's so transparent in business? They were like, you're sitting here talking about how you wasn't a team player before you got here. Because I told them that. They was like, you're talking about how you messed up in your first internship. You know, you're talking about all of these things about yourself where it's just a level of transparency that I'm not used to hearing. And I sat there and I looked at him and I was like, you know, and I don't know if I tell you this, but I was like, you know, over the years, I've kind of realized that I'm great on my own. So it's okay to share everything, the good and the bad, because I still think I'm great after the good and the bad. So why not be me? You know,
That's what they were talking about in church today.
Yeah, like why not be me?
Yeah.
A lot of times, and I'm gonna stop because you know I be dominating conversation sometimes. Forgive me, Randy, but we let the ups and downs of life that are gonna happen. That's what our podcast is all about, yo. We keep it real, but we let that up and down change what we think about ourselves over time. So, like when we're going up, we think we're great, but then when we go down, we don't think we're so great. You know what I'm saying? But why? That the greatness in you is bigger than that. Circumstances change, moments change, opportunities change all the time. But what really makes you great is that thing that God gives you that somebody else ain't got. And every day you're trying your best to be the best version of yourself. But your greatness is greater than your results. But we live in like this results world where it's like, I'm only great if I made, you know, $2 million last year or $10 million. That's why I'm great. But it's all subjective. You know what I'm saying? Because to somebody else, like, let's say I go down the street, me and you, and we're like, hey, our company brought in 10 million last year. A lot of people are going to be like, yo, y'all were the greatest. Y'all were excellent. And then we can go in another room with another group of people and we'd be small fries. We wouldn't even be able to speak their language. You know what I mean? They'd be expensing 10 mil in a month and not even thinking about
Spend that on marketing.
Right. Exactly. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what does it mean? Like, what does it mean if that's what you're doing in your life where your greatness is always measured by the results and what you think they're perceived as? Because it only matters based on the room that you're in. It only matters based on the room that you're in. So your love for yourself and your feeling of being amazing and great and something worth celebrating, it can't be based off of that. Because you'll never feel that way. You'll never consistently feel like that. Ever. You know what I'm saying? You never would. What?
I've never felt like that. So I'm just interested. I'm just listening to you.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying, like, and I'm sitting there. So I say that because him telling me that about me being transparent and how he hasn't seen that from somebody that's like a leader in business, that was my moment that I felt like I was great.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Because that is in line with my motto about doing things in a memorable way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you really remember about. You see what I'm saying? I guarantee you that 10 years from now, if he remembers anything about that conversation, that little, panel that I was on, he's not going to remember where I used to work at and what I specialized in. He's not going to remember that.
Right.
He's not going to remember my portfolio and all the challenging projects I succeeded on and my certs and all that. He's not going to remember that. He's going to remember that story that I told him that not everybody would usually say.
Exactly. And if you can do it, so can they.
Yeah. So I just thought that was dope. You know what I mean? So I could leave out of there feeling really, really good about myself because the way I like to live was achieved. And I felt really good being able to be myself. And I recognized, and it's funny, when I walked in, nobody looks like me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody walked like me. Nobody talked like me. Nobody dressed like me. You know what I'm saying? But there was a time where I felt like I would have to dumb it down because I stood out, but I was like, nah,
I've been doing this too.
I like standing.
Yeah, I'm standing out today.
I want to encourage y'all to love yourself enough to love the fact that you stand out, to love the fact that you look different, to love the fact that you're in an environment where it's perceived like this is what succeeds and maybe you're different. Love that as opposed to succumbing and trying to dumb it down. You know what I'm saying? So it was a really, really dope experience. But I couldn't believe that I've been doing this for 20 years because it went by real. I mean, me and you was just in school like yesterday, like really, we was just in school like yesterday, but we weren't. But it feels like we were. You know what I mean? That's love too. You know? That's love. Love will do that to you. You know what I mean? Love will get you caught up in the mix. But you know, that was real dope. So anyway, I want y'all to take away from the fact that your life can go by fast. Why not live it being yourself? You know, tying it back to the church message though, because I don't want to leave this part out. I don't know exactly how he said it. All right. This was Zion Church. You know what I mean? They do online service. Y'all might want to check them out.
Zion Anywhere.
Zion Anywhere. Listen, man. He basically said something like being fake is tiresome. So when you're living your life and you're not being your authentic self and you're being fake about things, it takes a lot of work to be fake. He talked about actors and how when people are acting for a movie role, they literally have to like stay in that framework and character because it takes so much work, right? This was dope what he said. He was like, it takes so much work for you to be an actor. You don't even have time for nothing else. So he was like, when you think about your life, if you're out there trying to get it being fake, there's no room for you to be fake and real at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, even if you're getting a hit, think about it. If you're out there faking it till you make it, you're just faking it, being what everybody wants you to be. You don't got no room in that situation to be yourself. So you can probably get all the money in the world and be unhappy.
Exactly.
Because who's happy not being themselves? While you're getting all this love from people and all these likes and all this money, it don't even fulfill you because you know deep in your heart the thing that everybody's double tapping and loving ain't even real. It's not even you. And underneath it, you're probably still wishing that somebody would really, really love you. But there's no room to show you to everybody. It kind of made me think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy now in my career because whoever likes me or don't like me, they see who I am. Man.
Exactly.
So they love me,
right?
You know, and not something that I'm portraying or creating, because that's hard to stand up. And would it really, really fulfill me? You know, if it's not me, you know what I mean? So that kind of like caught my eye. So anyway, y'all can see we need to go to church more often. We need to go to church. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord got us there. Randy got us there. You know what I mean? You know, the woman from the beginning of time could either lead man to the fruit, you know what I'm saying? Or they could lead you to the word. Randy led me to the word. Something that I needed. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And we sharing a little bit with y'all. You know what I mean? Because it had an impact on us. And I think it was very time. But anyway, babe, how you feeling about me leaving? Are you ready? You know what I mean? Are you ready to hold it down? Y'all women out there, you guys are strong.
I think you're excited because you've been all in.
Am I excited?
Yeah.
I'm going home, but I'm not getting home. I'm getting back to where I was born at. Let's get it right. My home is with my woman and my kids. I learned that a long time ago from, I'm pretty sure they did pass away, but either the pastor that married us gave me the best advice. He told me that my home, I needed to start saying, because I'm not from the United States, you know what I mean? I'm not a lover of the United States, even though my wife is American and my kids are American. But
they're both. They're American and Bermudian.
There you go. That's beautiful.
Yes.
I got to get the paperwork right.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, he told me, like, I need to start saying that this is my home and not saying I'm going back home. Even though Miami is my home, you know what I'm saying? But my home is where my woman at and where my kids at. So I'm leaving home to go where I'm from, you know. And I am excited about that. But I'm also kind of in between because I don't really know, like, how I'm going to get around, what I'm going to do. But I know I could just figure it.
And the time is going to fly.
I know it is. As soon as I get there, I'm be calling you like, all right, well, I'm on my way back, you know. But I'm going to miss you guys,
I'm going to miss you too.
But are you ready? Are you ready for this? For this week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy's
I move differently though when you're not here. I'm very regimented.
Are you?
The kids, yep.
All right.
But you'll see. Y'all gonna pack y'all lunch tonight so that it's ready for tomorrow. That reminds me. I need to place the lunch order for tomorrow. But anyway.
Make sure you do that.
Yes. Make sure I do that. But yeah, I will be fine.
Yeah.
What else? Have your mom helping?
Now, what else has been going on? Because as you can see, I'm been talking. But anything you want to leave anybody with that's been going on with Randy?
Yes. Like, I want to talk about a new adventure in my life called Pilates. I want to talk about Pilates.
All right.
So I can't even tell you what it is because I'm not sure what's going on. I've mentioned it on here before. I showed up. I just go and I do what the teacher says. Do this, move your leg this way, pulse, like whatever. It's very interesting. But I have noticed some changes. I think it's been going on now for 4 weeks. And I will be honest with you guys. I do not enjoy it. I do not enjoy getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get there by 7. I'm the type of person who likes high impact, busy, jumping, hit types of training. Pilates is slow and controlled. And they tell you that with every movement. So I can't tell you what I be doing because I don't know, but I know legs be on fire, arms be on fire sometimes, and I work in muscles I never worked. However, my legs, I have some I don't want to say hip challenges, but my hips are tight. Well, they have been, but I've noticed that since I've started doing Pilates once a week, they're starting to loosen up. I'm more limber and I'm more flexible. So I would just encourage you guys to, even if you don't enjoy something, if you know it's good for you, keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Now, this increased flexibility you got.
Yeah.
Is it benefiting anything?
You tell me.
Well, I'm asking you. I've been talking all this time. Is it benefit? I don't know if it's benefit. I just feel
you do know.
I do?
Yeah. Well, I will say, since this is a family podcast and we are married, the intimacy level has increased because I can move these legs.
Well, you know what?
Better than I used to.
That might be the cleanest way that you could ever break that down. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the cleanest way. If y'all was waiting for a drop, that's probably all you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Because Randy is a way to be sexy, but she's classy. And you kind of just got to know her to know her. I'll put it like that.
Yeah. Did you notice?
Me?
Yes.
Maybe. I know.
I'm all proud of myself.
I'm the one that said something.
Oh.
I know this. I just can't keep it family as easy as you, so I'm just trying not to speak too much.
Okay. All right. We're chill.
Yeah, we're chill.
We're chill.
You know, before you be like, edit. Nah, really.
Yeah, but that's something I hope to maybe one day enjoy, but even if I don't, I'll just go. I kind of look at it as physical therapy.
But I know, but every week,
you
get up with the same thing. I really don't want to go Pilates, but it's exactly. Sometimes what we want to do and what we need is totally different. You know what I'm saying? And I think you need this. You might like the high impact and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what
I need. So using all sorts of body parts and muscles that I didn't even know existed.
That's probably the thing. It's probably the thing. When you be getting hard, you be hitting them muscles that you're used to using and
exactly.
Confident. Let's go. Y'all men go to the gym and want to hit them biceps and triceps. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to hit them obliques or that hamstring. You know what I'm saying? You know, or them hips.
Yeah.
Guys being there, big muscle bomb, big chest and hips is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Legs is toothpicks. You know what I mean? Ain't no good. You know, they be benching. I saw this guy. Look, talk about that. I saw this guy in the gym. This is what I don't want to be. I don't want to be a guy that's got all these muscles and small legs. But I think what's even worse than that,
a big belly.
It's like, oh my, it's this guy in the gym. I hope he ain't following the podcast. But
is he short, dark skin, and bald?
No, but no, he's actually a white man. But he might have similar tendencies. jeez. Because this guy is in the bench of like 300. I got in the gym the other day. His bench is thing. And he got up. It's like so surprising. He got up and his belly was so big. Like,
hey, no.
so big.
So we're going to stop.
What?
Because even though it's funny, that's one reason why people don't go to the gym. Because they don't want to be talked about.
Oh, Randy. I mean, yeah, but give me more than 5 seconds to get it out. Because you just went, is he black? And then as soon as I jump in that bag, you would have hit me with your political correct.
I'm sorry. I think I was starting to feel convicted.
Were you? Well, that was I'm not convicted at all. Yeah, I'm just saying. I gave him.
Somebody talking about
I gave him his compliment.
Look at her. She's been working out here for 3 years. Ain't done nothing.
Well, they be cast up.
You right.
All I'm saying is what I want. Look, I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about what I don't want for myself. I'm just saying what I don't want for myself. He probably fine. It don't matter.
What's there?
He's there. You know what I'm saying? And he's benching his 300. I'm just saying, like, I was just like, sheesh. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a big belly.
That's diet. That's why we gotta.
Yeah. That belly be hard to lose.
That belly is hard to lose.
It don't want to go nowhere. That's why you got to follow Bradley Gaines if you want to get rid of stubborn belly fat.
That is true.
Please.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all look him up.
Look him up, yo. Your boy be in the grocery store talking about, you want chips? You need to eat, what do they say? You need to eat food that has life in it. Stop eating this food that's dead. And it's like funny the way he says it, but if you really think about it, how much food are we eating that's dead?
Yeah.
Like it's not even real food. It has no life in it. You wonder why you feel like trash. The food you're eating is literally got death in it. It's dead.
So we gonna go plant-based? I was just thinking I got those 2 steaks in the fridge. I might need to put them in the freezer since you're leaving.
Oh, we could make them.
Tonight?
Really? Well, yeah, maybe you want to freeze them.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's something about me with like certain things when you freeze it and then unfreeze it, it's like it's not right. And I don't know why. Maybe the steaks. Where you got the steaks from?
Safeway.
You might just cook them. You might want to just cook them. Just get them out of here.
No, but I can't cook them without you.
Why not?
I mean, I can try, but you did pretty good.
I mean, I could make them and leave them, but I guess it's not the same. Freeze it.
Yeah.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But anyway, y'all, we covered a lot today. You know, me and Randy love talking to each other, but we love talking to y'all too. And we want to hear from you guys also because this life thing is crazy. It's so crazy. And if you're really out there trying to make something out of yourself, it's even more crazy for you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the devil is out there just waiting to beat those people down that are trying to be better people, trying to be successful, trying to have an impact in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think about it, and I'm going to just end it with this, I think, because y'all, you know, I'll be talking. But if somebody's already got you, sometimes you don't put the work in no more. If your woman's been there with you for 10 years, it was me and Randy. But all of a sudden, you don't put the same work in when you saw her in school and you was trying to get with her because she's already there. You know, well, that's a bad trap to fall into, you know, but the same thing could kind of work with the devil too. Like if he already knows that he's got your soul, like he's already got you, you're already not worrying about trying to do anything positive or live God's message or anything in your life. He ain't really got to focus as much on you. He going to focus on the other people that's trying to be out there, doing the right thing, having an impact, trying to get better at business, trying to get better in relationships, trying to use the money to have an impact in the world. Like, those are the people that is going to target more because he ain't got them yet. So think about that when you wonder why things are happening. It's not always like, why is this happening to me? It's like, what am I supposed to do? Because the why it's happening to you sometimes is very simple. Because life be lifing like that, and nobody's immune for the ups and downs and the tribulations of life. Nobody's immune to that. And the second thing is, well, I am out here trying to be better. So, of course, the adversity is going to come my way because I'm trying to be better. And that's just how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. You know, so the more that you sit there and you try to go reach your dreams and you try to make your goals come true, and that's the time where you got to have your shield up, guard up, sword up, and everything, because you're actually out there trying now. Sometimes it's easier when you ain't trying. So give yourself a break and expect that. And as I did just say, I lied because I do want to finish with this one thing. Last time we was on the podcast, let's just give you all a review update. And I want to hear from y'all on this too, because again, we've been trying this Rise coffee. The last time we was on the podcast, we had our first cup. Mine was terrible. Randy's was good. And but we've been drinking the full week. I think it has some benefits. One of those benefits, I would say, is why you need to drink the coffee in the house. Because, because listen, talk about regularity of going to the bathroom. It's something in them 6 mega mushrooms that will have you sitting there like, I was trying to get my hair done yesterday, yo. I don't know. It must have been 3-4 times I told our cousin, I was like, I just
excuse me
for a quick sec. She's like, yeah, I remember it's done this one. No, I need to go right now.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, on our last episode, we tried Rise Coffee, which it's made with mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So
made of mushrooms. Though. This thing regulates you, but it does, I think, help with the bloating. But either way, we kind of put the caffeine coffee down during the week, and that's not what I treat on the weekend. I think that's a successful transition we made, even though it's been tough. So we're having less caffeine, less sugar, less cream, because we're drinking this mushroom coffee. You know what I'm saying? Randy is the only one that can make mine in a way where I could drink it. So shout out to making. Y'all, let us know if you've been enjoying this Rise coffee, if you've been trying it. I know on social media it's like changing everybody's world, but we like to keep real life real. So social media is not always a representation of real life. So we want to hear from real people. If y'all enjoying the coffee, if y'all got some specific sweetener you put in it to make it more tasty, because it don't taste that great, you know what I mean? Let us know. But we've been drinking it, and it will keep you in the bath for sure. But anyway, listen, this is Dex and Randi show, the #1 show for going through the ups and downs of life. As you can see, Randi, my wife, friend, life partner, ride or die. We go through everything together. We make money together, lose money together, get clients together, lose clients together. We got kids together. We raise them. We are Christians. You know what I'm saying? But we out there, we're just doing a whole lot. We got a podcast together. We have so many things. We are the perfect proof that you can make money with your spouse, and you and your spouse could stay together. You could be successful in everything that you're doing, but it will have ups and downs. And we share all of that on our podcast, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you enjoyed today's show, episode 62, all right, make sure you follow our podcast, the Dex and Randi Show. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can see our video drops on YouTube, Shorts. You can follow us on Instagram, Dex and Randi Show. You can follow us on TikTok, Dex and Randi Show. But make sure, if you enjoyed this podcast, drop us a comment, drop us a heart, subscribe to the podcast, share it, help us grow. And we want to create this huge community where everybody is helping each other out, going through the ups and downs of life. All right, so we need y'all help to do that. Anything else, babe?
All
right, till next time, peace. Make sure you follow the Dex and Randi Show on all platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on YouTube. Let us know what you're going through. This is the #1 show for going through the ups and downs of life. We want to hear from you, engage with you. Till next time, peace.